was man, what's going on? Oh gosh. Let's try this again. Not sure if we'll get any more viewers than last time, but at least there'll be audio. Man. Things are not I mean there's always a ray of hope in the darkness, but it doesn't really seem that great. Everyone said it's not really a good sign that the terror attack happened like at the end of Sukkot on Shemini Atzeret. There's some links slash should watch the links for everyone's lectures in the description and read the. If you haven't started already, you absolutely must start reading the 5 books of Moses every single week. You got to read the Torah portion. This week is the book of Genesis. Reuben's lecture that he did today will be posted on YouTube in a couple minutes. It will be tomorrow, at least here. It'll be posted soon. You should watch that too. There is so much to do. So people are so stupid. Let's just get right into it. People are so dumb, so moronic, and they have no clue whatsoever. At least not until we start reading and begging God for help every single day. Well, most people will never do that, unfortunately, because they're too lazy or too addicted to their own sins, their own desires. They're too arrogant. They're too proud. And really, the real root. Everyone talked about this in his lecture today, in the last couple lectures, about what motivates Ishmael, what motivates the Muslims. And there was a mini argument on some WhatsApp group today that I really try to stay out of nonsense. Share, post, leave. Do not get into internet debates or arguments or any. But there are decent people that believe all kinds of lies, and there are wicked people who have the potential to see the truth, just like God had mercy on me. But it's I really don't know if it's any harder for the average or like a person like I was. It was seemingly so far away from the truth, or if it's or it's the same, or or what, I don't know. All I know is that in in the in the weekly Torah portions from the prophets, they're called the Haftarot or Haftarah, for from the week of Sukkot. They're all about the war of Gog and Magog and the end of days, and also about the inauguration of the Bet HaMikdash, the Holy Temple in Jerusalem, that the Romans, well, the first one, I think it was the Babylonians that destroyed it. I can't remember exactly. I know they're the ones that took all the Jews captive, or most of the Torah scholars anyway, and the royal family. But in First Kings chapter 8, it talks about the inauguration of the Bet HaMikdash, the Holy Temple, the first one, with King Solomon. And in about chapter 8, verse 60 or so, let's see, Baruch Hashem, exactly, verse 60, that all the peoples of the earth shall know that Hashem is God. There is no other. And for some reason, that peoples of the earth just popped out, and I thought, Amma Eretz. Amma Eretz. And that's exactly what it was. People of the land. All the morons completely destroyed their chance. All the Ame Eretzo, all the ignorant people of the world completely destroyed their chance. At least most of them did. To learn that in Ode, there's nothing else but God. In a good way. Once the first and second temples were destroyed, God gave everyone another chance. But we're too stuck on stupid. At least our ancestors were. Well, then right across on the other side of the page in the Chumash was the Haftarah for Chol Hamoed Sukkot. It's Ezekiel chapter 38 and 39. At least most of 38 and 39. It is absolutely terrifying, because in that Haftarah, it also says the same thing. God's name will be glorified, but not in any way that anyone ever really would like to experience. Like pretty much everyone in existence ever would much prefer to rewind and have the holy temples back, so we can all know that there's nothing else but God. He is the only the only one. There's no Muhammad, there's no Jesus, there's no Buddha, there's no Aristotle. There's Hakadosh Baruch Hu, the Holy One, blessed is He, the Master of the universe, the Creator of all things, and nothing else. Basically, in Ezekiel 38 and 39, the prophet talks about how God will summon all the wicked in the army of Gog and Magog into the land of Israel, and do horrible things, and He'll slaughter all of them. I will punish him with pestilence and with blood, torrential rain, hailstones, sulphurous fire upon him and his cohorts, and the many peoples that are with him. Thus I will be exalted and sanctified, and I will become known in the eyes of many nations, and they shall know that I am Hashem. Know. They will know. God. In order to know, a person has to change their acts. It's not just, I know this thing, but I'm not going to do anything about it. Dot is, I have chokmah, I have wisdom that I've accumulated from my own experience, or mostly I've been taught from someone else, which is Rabbi Reuben, for most of the stuff in my pea brain. Or most of the stuff that wasn't. It's only because I finally started listening to what Rabbi Reuben says. And then to get to a point where we take what we learn, the information that we've been taught or compiled, and we toil over it, and we sift through it, and we understand one thing from another. And then once we finally understand the ramifications of our actions or inactions, then that understanding forces us to change our behavior and our actions, and then we achieve knowledge. Then we know. But until we do something, until we stop lying to ourselves and stop plugging our ears and hiding our eyes and being spiritually so lazy that we're a walking zombie, we know absolutely nothing at all. We have no dot. Phone's already low on battery. Oh, gosh. For anyone that's on the fence about anything really, you better figure it out ASAP. Because now is the time to learn. I mean, it's been the time to learn forever since we were born into this world. Oh, pretty much everyone waited till the very last second, and so time is extremely, extremely short. Things are most likely going to get insane. There will always be at least until the very end ramp up to the final war, Gog and Magog, which who knows? It could literally, I mean, it could have already started. Like everyone said, this could be the beginning of the end. Well, things are going to get so absolutely insane unless a whole bunch of people, unless God has just a mountain of infinite mercy on the world and gives us an infinite amount of tools to help ourselves and help other people, and a whole bunch of people just do a complete 180 and do everything, dedicate every possible ounce of energy and every waking moment to learning and applying and sharing the truth of the Torah. We don't, unless that happens, we really don't have much time. There's 2020 was a super wake up call in the most merciful way that God could possibly have brought on the world. I mean, it should have been just terrifying enough for pretty much anyone with any semblance of hope to do teshuvah, to repent from their wickedness, to wake up and see that I am living a life of complete and utter lies, and everything I thought was of any value is total garbage, or at least 99% of it. Well, I guess it was not enough for most of the world. Looks like God's going to have to light the entire world on fire to get most people to repent. Everyone talked about the character traits of Ishmael, about the Muslims. Now, I mentioned this in the other stream that didn't have any audio, so I had to kill it. There are decent people who believe all kinds of lies. But the problem most people have is they don't know what they believe. They don't make any kind of effort to do any kind of investigation. They just believe what other people tell them. And that's, maybe they read a verse here and there or a book once in their life, and then they just coast forever until they wake up after they die and realize that this was all just preparation for real life, and they failed completely. What people know with Judaism, or Orthodox Judaism, true Torah Judaism, is the only thing that people call religion that demands people learn. Every other religion, which are all false and man-made garbage, they all say all you have to do is believe or listen to somebody else, do a few things, and you don't have to learn on your own at all. In fact, most religions would really prefer that you don't learn anything whatsoever on your own, because then you'll have questions that they don't have answers for. Read the Torah portion. This week there is so much in this Torah portion. It is Baruch Hashem, it is amazing. But it's also an extremely dangerous and treacherous Torah portion. Book of Genesis, chapters 1 through chapter 6, verse 8. Parashat Bereshit. There's like probably a half a dozen ways a person can become a heretic or an idol worshiper just in this Torah portion alone. If they don't learn with a commentary from the Jewish sages. And a competent, God-fearing rabbi that they learn from, like Rabbi Reuben. He talks about this Torah portion in the stream that will be, or the live lecture they did today that will be posted. Anyway, it was done Wednesday. It'll be done. It will be uploaded on YouTube Thursday today, with God's help. And there's just so much. We absolutely have to do a lot more. I don't know how that's possible, but I know one thing. If we want to do more, we're doing what we can, God will make some kind of miracle to make it happen. We just have to be smart and not get fooled by the Yitzhak, not get fooled by the Satan, which is an ever constant threat. You know what's amazing? One of the things, you know, the sages say that a person that comes to be purified is granted assistance, and a person who comes to be impurified, meaning they desire to commit sins, is also granted assistance from heaven. And this Torah portion, God starts off the 5 books of Moses with plenty of things for either person, whatever they're looking for, you can find them in this Torah portion. If you're looking for lies and to, excuses why you don't need to change, you don't need to go very far, no matter what you believe. Probably not even out of the first chapter. Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. And God said, "Let us make man in our image." That is a verse which the sages say Moshe Rabbeinu, the prophet, the greatest prophet of all time, Moses, saw when he went up to heaven. He saw the 5 books of Moses, and he said, at least up until the point where the Torah was given at Mount Sinai. And he asked God, why would you include, why not make it sound not like this? Why does it have to say us? Because so many people are going to come along and not understand this verse, and they're going to use it to support their heresy and their idolatry and every form of evil. Can't we just, God says, no, leave it. Because the people that want the truth will find the truth. Even if it takes us years and years to finally dig through all the filth in our own life to clear off the mud from our eyeballs so we can see the truth. But there is nothing else but the one and only God of Israel. Because in the very next verse, the sages say, anytime that there is a verse in the 5 books of Moses, especially, where God is the most clear, anytime there's a verse that the heretics and idol worshippers use as a weapon to support their filth and their lies, God is so merciful. He puts a tool to fight their heresy and their idolatry right close by. And it does not get any closer than the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 27, the very next verse. And God made man in his image. Not us, just God. Read the Rashi commentary. It'll elucidate all the stuff. God was addressing his heavenly host, all the angels. And he says, from here we learn humility. Even though God has absolutely no need for any creation whatsoever, he still teaches us Jesus' manners. Man, there's so much. And the amazing thing is, like, the battery's going to die on this phone any second, probably. And all the stuff that I want to talk about, I'm not going to have time or energy to talk about. And that's not even a fraction of the surface of what there is to know. It's literally endless. God, please have mercy on your people, on your nation. Please. Please help us all. Please show anyone with any merit whatsoever who was on the wrong path. Please open their eyes. Please open all our eyes so we can see the truth and to follow it. Please grant us your assistance, because we can absolutely not do it without your help. Please help us all. I'll talk to you guys soon. My God, grant us all the help that we need, and may we all take the first step. Because sometimes God is willing to help us, but he's screaming at us, just move forward, do something. And until we do, we're not going to get any help whatsoever.